And we are officially recording. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Monday to you, at least here in the United States in Southern California. High 2 p.m. in the afternoon. This is kind of a little crazy little idea. I'm actually hosting a webinar, which I'll talk about a little bit later this week. And I thought, I'm just going to come online and I'm going to do these little lives every day this week until Thursday. So this is the first one, and the title of it is Unleash the Magnificent You. By far, let's face it, 2020 has been one of the most amazing years. It has been certainly filled with many twists and turns, many surprises, many unfoldings, many upsets, downsets, all kinds of different things. It's been a potpourri of the most interesting experiences, right, in life. And we're not out of it yet. We still got a couple weeks left, right, in 2020. And then, of course, who knows at this point what 2021 will bring for us. However, I'm holding in the space that everything that we've gone through, everything that we've experienced this year, all of it is masterfully designed to awaken us. Back in March, when things first shut down, I remember using that analogy from the movie Finding Nemo when the little girl was shaking the fish in the bag. Why won't you wake up? Wake up, fishy, right? It all started in March, where I felt like the universe put us in this bag and we're all in there kind of sleeping and started shaking the bag. Wake up! Wake up. And that's what I've held about everything that's gone on: election craziness, rioting craziness, fire craziness here in Southern California, COVID, whatever. I mean, all of it is this designed to shake the bag and wake us up. Wake us up to what? Wake us up to our divine essence. Wake us up to our true power. Wake us up to the miraculous expressions of life, of who and what we are, but also wake us up to all of the old obsolete thought, beliefs, and perceptions that so many of us have made true in our lives that have prevented us from really stepping into the next greater and grander expression of who and what we are. And so, what's really become clear for me is in my work, whether it be with music, with energy healing work, with doing my mentoring and coaching work, is all about helping people to peel back the layers and to realize that they are a divine masterpiece. There's nothing that needs to be fixed. There's nothing that needs to be gained. All of it is already right there within you. All you have to do is remove the pieces that are hiding the masterpiece within you. It's all there. You're made up of the same energy that set this beautiful universe in motion. What are you lacking? Nothing. But we've created stories, we've created perceptions that say we do lack. And so this week, every day this week at 2 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Thursday, I'm going to come on, I'm going to share a different mindset to help you to remember that you already are divine, that you already are unlimited in your potential, that you already have the power within you to recreate your life and to transform the world we live in. Because in 2021, it's going to be all about humanity reclaiming its power and saying, no, I think we're going to recreate the world that we live in. So it's up to each and every one of us. And that's why I wanted to come on and do this series. And I'll share a little bit at the end about my upcoming webinar. It's completely complimentary, and you certainly have an invitation to attend. But I wanted to share today the first step, and I'll be diving in deeper on Thursday evening to how do we unleash ourselves? How do we unleash the magnificence, this magnificence that's within us? And the first step is really about embodying to higher levels that you are an unlimited divine expression of life and that you are powerful beyond measure. You're made up of the same energy that set this whole universe in motion. Now, for some of you who don't know my story, I got connected to a former top consultant to NASA some 15 years ago, which discovered the energy in my music and ultimately helped me to discover the energy healing work that I do. Um, but I'll never forget going to that first lecture on Quantum Physics 101, talking about how we're made up of this magnificent field of energy, that we're expressions of this field of energy, and that we are powerful beyond measure, and that everything that's within the ocean of this divine sea is within the drop, and we're the drops. But everything that's within that ocean is within the drop. Everything that's within the drop is within the ocean. And way back when, 15 years ago, of course, it made my head spin all the way around. It was very hard for me to embody, but it really did kind of launch me off on this understanding. And I really do believe that we came here to play the most magnificent game of all, the cosmic game of hide and seek. Come in here with all of your power, all of your divinity, all of your unlimited potential, all of your magnificence, all of your ability to do miraculous things. Be born and promptly forget every single bit of it. And then to really solidify and to set the game in motion, you have parents that say, oh, you're never going to amount to anything, or work is the key, working hard and sacrificing everything, your integrity, your health, or whatever is how you're going to be successful in life. And we get programmed by our parents, we get programmed by the institutions, the schools that we go to that say 1+1 is 2, and if you don't memorize that perfectly, then you're going to get a C or a B, and that means you're less than and you're not that smart. Nothing could be farther from the truth. And let's just add on another level. Let's throw in the media, okay, that says we're powerless. Let's throw in the media that says that if you want to be a beautiful woman, you need to look this way. Or if you want to be a handsome man, you will have to look this way. Who said all that? Better yet, why did we believe it? And so we literally go through these phases in our life, through these experiences with our parents and with schools and with the media and with all these different things that have limited us in all of our power, all of our grandeur. It's like, why is it so dependent upon some crusty dude sitting in an office in Washington, D.C.? Why would that have an impact upon the quality of life that you create? It doesn't, unless you decide to make it so. And that's the beauty of who and what we are. We've come here to play this game. Now, why would we play such a masochistic game? Because let's face it, it does feel masochistic sometimes, right? You come here, you're like, in fact, I almost have this like vision, like we're up there 5 million miles high, looking over at what our lifeline is going to look like, right? Oh my gosh, I'm going to get to go through this. Oh man, my parents are going to tell me that growing up. Oh, my first girlfriend's going to run off with the Del Taco manager. It's like, oh, this is going to happen in my business. I'm going to lose everything here, and I'm going to have this health challenge and all these different things. And we're excited to come down here. We show up and we're like, oh, what the heck was I thinking? I did not read the fine print in that life contract that said, by the way, you will forget all of your divinity, all of your power, all of your magnificence when you show up here to be the human experience. And to further embody, we're going to have you show up as this little baby who's completely helpless, who can't take care of itself. Man, the game is masterfully designed. And better yet, we all volunteered to become play. Why? Brings me back to the question, why would we play sometimes what seems like such a masochistic game? Well, it's one thing to be all-knowing. It's one thing to know everything there is to know in the universe. But to truly grow and evolve, which is what life is all about, which is what the universe is doing, expanding, right? From the Big Bang, it's expanding outward. It's all about expansion, growth, unfolding, and evolution. Well, if you know everything before you come here, what a great way to play the game, to forget everything you know. And then you can have the experience of being divine. Then you can have the experience of being powerful. Why? Because on this game board here, we get to experience through polarities. If you want to know the warmth of a summer day, you must have the winter and the coolness and the darkness to compare it to. If you want to know about high tide versus low tide, you get to experience the two. If you want to experience the seasons in life, winter, spring, summer, fall, depending on what part of the country you live in, you get to experience these huge shifts in weather. And it's all part of this game. And so we come here to experience this, to hide our divinity, to hide our power, to hide our essence. And then we come to this point in our life where we begin to reclaim our power back, where we begin to reclaim and remember who we are, and in that process, experience. And through that experience, we grow, we evolve, and life grows and evolves through each and every one of us. You are a super biological wireless computer. There's no reason why we have, no excuse why we haven't tried to recreate ourselves through our technology. You have access to the ultimate super internet. Every bit of information in the universe is in the internet. You have access to everything you need to heal your life, revitalize your health, open to more abundance and prosperity, remember your divinity, create that healthy, loving relationship. It's all there. And you have access to everything you need. But you're an energetic being. And we have these fields of energy that conduct who say that is attempting to disconnect us from all of this. Between all of the stuff in our environment, chemicals, Wi-Fi, technology, and just in case that's not enough, let's throw 5G on top of everything else. All these disharmonious frequencies that are upsetting this beautiful energetic field that gets out of tune. And just in case that's not enough, let's throw in all the limiting thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions that really put us out of tune and into a state of disharmony. Is it any wonder why we struggle? But what if there was a way for us to rise above that? What if there was a way for us to move to a whole new level and to actually utilize these things to recreate our lives, to open to the truth of who and what we are, and to restore harmony? Because when that energy's in disharmony, we struggle. When it's in harmony, we unlock our potential. It's kind of like the guitar. I could be the best guitarist in the world. If those strings are out of tune, am I going to play beautiful music? Nope. Would it matter even if I played like Andre Segovia? No, it wouldn't. Those strings must be in tune and in harmony to open up to the possibility of playing beautiful music. And that, my friends, is your inherent right. That is all of our inherent right. And it is that music that's going to transform our life experience, but it's also going to change the world that we live in. So now the game is late. We can't afford to mess around anymore. We can't afford to distract ourselves or procrastinate or put it on the back burner, because the world needs our light more than ever to bring it forward. So I wanted to share some easy ways, maybe just some ways for you to embody this knowing that you're an unlimited divine expression of universal source energy, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. So a couple of my favorite things are, I love to meditate. And if you have a meditative practice, awesome. Really focus this week in meditating more. Watching the breath, quieting the mind, however that works for you. Take that time to pray and ask for guidance. Pray to God, pray to whatever you pray into. That's up to you. Okay, whatever works for you, take that time to pray into that. Ask for guidance. Ask for direction. Ask for unveiling. Ask for help in remembering who you really are. Okay? Another one of my favorites, of course, in Southern California, that's probably a little bit easier. Get out in nature. Okay? Really look at the trees, whether they have leaves or not. Look at them. They are amazing. Life, nature It reveals the truth of who and what we are. We get so caught up in the drama of life and watching the news and looking at negative stuff on social media. Turn all that off. Get outside. If you live up in the cold part of the world, put on some extra layers, get the jacket, the boots on, whatever you got to do. Feel into that, breathe into that, and you'll be surprised of what shows up for you. Okay, so get out in nature. Another thing is clean up what you're feeding yourself. Okay, what are you feeding yourself? Are you watching positive things that are uplifting you, or are you getting caught up with the drama of everything that's happening in the world? Worried about vaccines and all these different things. Unplug from that. Feed yourself what's going to uplift you. Feed yourself what's going to remind you. Feed yourself what's going to lift you to new heights. And that includes air, food, and water. Okay. Eat better quality foods. Drink better quality water. Be gentle to yourself. All of these things will help. Read positive messages. It is so important now more than ever to make sure that you feed yourself these things. So, tomorrow, I'm going to come back, and the next one we're going to talk about is, I mentioned a little bit earlier, is how do we rise above the energy disruptors in our modern day world? Right now, there's a tremendous amount of concern about 5G. There's a tremendous amount of concern about our technology and how it impacts our energetic field. Okay. There's a tremendous amount of concern over the chemicals in our environment that are constantly, that have permeated our air, our food, our water, every aspect of our lives. Well, what if we could rise above it? Better yet, what if we could actually leverage the things, whether they were meant to disconnect us or not, and actually utilize them to lift our life to new heights? Completely within the realm of possibility. So, tomorrow, what I want to do is I want to share how you can rise above all these negative influences in your environment and start tuning your energy. Remember, you tune your energy, you play beautiful music, you restore harmony to your body, your mind, and your spirit. You open up to taking your life to a whole new level. There is nothing in this world that has power over you. You have the ability to rise above it all. And that's what we're going to be diving into 2 p.m. tomorrow on the same Facebook channel, Mark Romero Music. And then, of course, if you really want to dive in deeper to what I shared about today, what I'll dive into tomorrow, there's a link on this page here to sign up for my webinar. And it's free, it's complimentary. It's this Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific. Sign up. And we're going to dive in along with visuals. I'm going to get to share what I've learned over 15 years in swimming in this arena, and ultimately how it can help you to unleash your magnificence, live a more empowered life, and to really join the group of people recreating the planet and recreating the world that we live in. And as I mentioned at the beginning, now more than ever, it is so important. It is so essential for all of us to be that piece of the puzzle of this thing called global transformation. So, with that being said, that's my message for the day. I got some time for questions. Please feel free to ask questions. And then, as I mentioned, I'll be on live tomorrow at 2 p.m., same time. We'll be diving into the next level, and then I will be doing this webinar on Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific. There's a link on this page where you can sign up, and I'll give it a second to see if any questions pop up, and we'll go from there. So let me just stop this.